Good morning, students. Today we will learn lesson 3 from English literature, that is, How We Kept Mother's Day. This story is written by Stephen Leacock. So, students, do you keep Mother's Day? And if you keep Mother's Day, how do you keep the Mother's Day? In this lesson, the writer tells us how he kept his Mother's Day. So, on Mother's Day, people express their love and gratitude for their mothers by giving gifts and cards on Mother's Day. But do all mothers feel loved on this special day? So let us read this beautiful story and find out how this author kept his Mother Day. One year, our family decided to have a special celebration of Mother's Day as a token of appreciation for all the sacrifices that Mother had made for us. After breakfast, we had arranged as a surprise to hire a car and take her for a beautiful drive in the country. Mother was rarely able to have a treat like that because she was busy in the house. So, students, in this first paragraph, the narrator tells us that their family decided to have a celebration on the Mother's Day. And they planned to take their mother for a long trip, as she got very less opportunity to go out, as she used to be always busy at home doing the household work. But on the very morning of the day, we changed the plan a little because it occurred to father that it would be even better to take mother fishing. As the car was hired and paid for, we might just as well use it to drive up into the hills where the streams are. As father said, if you just go out driving, you have a sense of aimlessness. But if you are going to fish, there is a definite purpose that heightens the enjoyment. Now, what happened was that on the next morning, they changed the plan a little. Why? Because his father felt that it would be better if they take their mother for the fishing, and it would be more interesting and enjoyable for her. So they thought of going to the streams. Here, streams, you can say in other words like water, so that they can do fishing at the same time. And it would be useless to go for driving without any purpose. But if you go with an aim, it would be more enjoyable. So the main purpose was to enjoy. So we all felt it would be nicer for mother to have a definite purpose. And anyway, father had just got a new road the day before, which he said mother could use if she wanted. Only mother said she would much rather watch him fish than try to fish herself. So here the word rod means a fishing rod that is used for fishing. So they thought of making his mother do the fishing, but his mother says that it is better that his father do the fishing and she will enjoy seeing him fishing. So we got her to make up a sandwich lunch in case we got hungry. Though, of course, we were to come home again to a big festive dinner. Here, the word festive means bright and cheerful, suitable for a festival. Then they prepare the sandwiches for the lunch, even though they will come back home for the festive dinner, the special dinner. Well, when the car came to the door, it turned out that there wasn't as much room in it as we had supposed, because we hadn't reckoned on father's fishing gear and the lunch, and it was plain that we couldn't all get in. Father said not to mind him, that he could just as well stay at home and put in the time working in the garden. He said that we were not to let the fact that he had not had a real holiday for 3 years stand in our way. He wanted us to go right ahead and have a big day and not to mind him. Now, what happened was that the car they hired came in front of their house, and then they saw that there was no enough seats for all of them to get in. So his father thought that, told them that not to bother about him. He will remain back as all can't go, as there is no enough space for all of them. So he will stay back and rest at home and then spend his time in gardening as well as take rest, because he got holiday very rarely, and tells them to go ahead and have a great day. But of course, we all felt that it would never do to let father stay at home, especially as we knew he would make trouble if he did. The two girls, Anna and Mary, would have stayed and got the dinner, only it seemed such a pity too, on a lovely day like this, having their new hats. But they said that mother had only to say the word and they'd gladly stay at home and work. Will and I would have dropped out, but we wouldn't have been any use in getting the dinner. Now, what happened was that they thought of making the two daughters, that is, Anna and Mary, to stay back at home and work. But the only thing is that the mother should tell them and they will gladly stay back and work. They thought of making them stay at home, but it is a pity because they just bought the new hats, and especially on these beautiful occasions like Mother's Day will be a pity for them. And at the same time, they do not want their father to remain at home because they knew if he stay back at home, he may create a trouble or a problem. So, in the end, it was decided that mother would stay at home and just have a lovely restful day round the house and get a dinner. Also, it turned out to be just a bit raw out of doors, and father said he would never forgive himself if he dragged mother around the country and let her take a severe cold. He said it was our duty to let mother get all the rest and quiet she could. After all, she had done for all of us, and that young people seldom realize how much quiet means to people who are getting old. He could still stand the racket, but he was glad to shelter mother from it. Now, what happened was that in the end, they decided that mother will stay back at home and enjoy the day, have a lovely and restful day at home, and prepare a dinner for them. And since there was a row means cold and dumb. Since it was cold outside, his father said that if his mother is caught up with this cough and cold, he will not be able to forgive himself. So let their mother stay at home. Now here there is a word seldom. Seldom means not often. Means there are very few young people who realize How much quiet means to people who are getting old. So their father did not want their mother to take forcefully for the trip. Well, we had the loveliest day up among the hills, and father caught such a big specimens that he felt sure that mother couldn't have landed them anyway if she had been fishing for them. Will and I fished too, and the two girls met some young friends along the stream, and so we all had a splendid time. Now, the writer says that they had a loveliest day among the hills, and their father caught a fish which was very big. Specimens means fish, and that they were sure that if their mother was here in place of his father to catch this fish, she would not have caught this because it was such a huge fish. And then the writer also tells us that these two girls met a new friends there in the streams. It was quite late when we got back, but mother had guessed that we would be late, so she had kept back the dinner to have it hot for us. Now, here the mother waited for them. She knew that they will be surely late, so she kept the food hot. We sat down to a big roast turkey. Mother had to get up and down a good bit during the meal fetching things. But in the end, father noticed it and said she simply mustn't do it, that he wanted her to spare herself, and he got up and fetched the walnuts from the sideboard himself. Now, as they reached home, they sat for the festive meal. So his mother prepared a turkey. Turkey is a bird which is cooked and eaten. So his mother prepared a turkey for them, and his father observed that she was going again and again to bring the things. And then he told her that she must not be doing all this. So he took out the walnuts from the sideboard by himself. The dinner was great fun, and when it was over, all of us wanted to help clear the things up and wash the dishes. Only mother said that she would really much rather do it, and so we let her because we wanted to humor her. Now, here the word humor means keep happy by agreeing to her wish. So they had a great dinner and had a lot of fun, and then when after the dinner, they thought of washing the dishes, but his mother told them not to do, but she will do by herself. So they let her do it because they wanted to make her happy. So they obeyed what their mother said. It was late when it was all over, and when we kissed mother before going to bed, she said, "It had been the most wonderful day in her life, and I think there were tears in her eyes." Now, what they did was, after the dinner, before going to bed, they kissed their mother, and what she said was that she had a beautiful day, but there was tears in her eyes. So, what can be the reason of these tears? It can be that because it was a Mother's Day, but it was celebrated by the family members, and they have left the mother at home, and they enjoyed and came back late, and she had to do all the household work again. That's why she was upset, but she could not say anything to them. But later on, the author realized that they had done wrong to her because it was a Mother's Day and they left her alone. So, this was the story. So, students, remember this. We should never do this kind of things for our beloved mothers. Give respect, love them, and respect them because they are our mothers and they are the one who sacrifices for us. They are the one who is always with us, whether when we are happy or when we are sad, in times of sickness, and so on. So students, love, respect, and appreciate your parents for all the sacrifices that they have done for you and are doing for you. And make them feel happy always. So, that's all for today's class. God bless you.